What's shaking, friends? My name is Luke Dancy, and welcome back for another Magic Review. This time, we're going to be taking a closer look together at Yvan Garmy's Don't Blink. This is a brand new release. There's been a whole lot of questions about this, so I've had a chance to look at it, check it out, and bring you all the details about this brand new updated version of the classic torn and restored newspaper, which has been around for a long time. And there are a lot of things I like about this to make it, I wouldn't say better, but fit more for the audiences that we see today. So with you and my cup of coffee, we are going to take a look now at what this is. So as I mentioned, you are going to tear now a page from a magazine and restore it right before their eyes. Now, there's a few things I like about this. My favorite probably is the visible restoration, which you're going to see again here. This is from the trailer we're looking at, where the pages are torn very cleanly, might I add. You line them up, you show them that they're all spread, and then you give them a little bit of a wave or shake, and they visibly restore, which is a really, really nice moment when you get to see that restoration happen before you unfold the pages again to show that it's all restored. That's the moment. So, so good. And one of the first things I want to let you know is that in the ad copy, they say very openly that if you can tear a piece of paper, you can do this trick. So skill level wise, right out of the gate, this is super, super easy to do and well within the grasp of anyone out there that's watching the review. So that's always good to know. We'll get into more of the details, and I'm going to show you in just a moment what is on the instructional, and stay tuned as well. Just a few minutes later, I have a full uncut performance of this being performed in the studio that you're seeing here. But you're going to see exactly how this looks from start to finish, okay? So just wanted you to get a real nice visual look at what this is before we jump into more of the details. So again, that's Yvan Garmy, and this is what we're looking at today called Don't Blink. And this is the thing I'm going to show you now, is what is on the instructional, which is about 40 minutes, by the way, not 40 minutes. And we'll go quickly on what is included. That studio performance obviously is what you're going to see here coming up in just a minute, so stay tuned again. You're going to see the components that make all this work, and then right away they jump into an overview on how it works. I am so glad people started doing that now, because you get this stuff and you want to know, the curiosity jumps out right away is, how does it work? We all want to know, how does this all work, right? So I'd like that they show you a quick overview on how it works. Then you're going to get into the preparation, which is very, very easy. Don't worry about that. You talk about the tear packet, the restoration packet. There's a couple components there you're going to learn more about. Obviously, the handling, how to make all this work together. And I really like that they show below that the over-the-shoulder handling. So they're going to show, obviously, over the shoulder, which is your view, behind the scenes view on what's going on back there, so you can really see crystal clear how exactly this works and how you're going to be performing it. Then obviously the unfolding process, that's very important. Again, another over-the-shoulder shot for that, which I think is fantastic. You can customize this. We'll get into that just a few minutes later as well. Troubleshooting, and then a quick thank you at the end. So just going to jump into a couple of the quick points here. As I mentioned, this is very, very easy to do, which is a cheers on that. The preparation is very, very easy to do. It's not going to take you too long. Truth be told, I'm the type of person that hates do-it-yourself stuff, especially when it comes to magic tricks. This is something, though, that is really nothing more than taking something, cutting it, or just tearing it carefully and just taping it. And that's it. Very, very easy to do. So there is no real difficult do-it-yourself going on here. You'll be doing this in about 5 minutes, okay? Obviously, I'm not going to get into too many specifics with the tear packet and the restoration packet. That's more the specifics on how the trick works. But just know that these two things that I'm talking about, number 6 and 7 there, those are the things that make this super easy to do. These packets are the things that just basically you do what you need to do and they take care of the rest. Okay, just going to leave it at that. The handling is very, very easy to do. I like that he took an extra step, which to me is kind of like a happy accident, that the visible restoration works, which also makes part of the method work. So I like that it combines the two. But the handling, as you saw, could not be more straightforward. We'll even take a little look at it once again here. You literally just tear the paper just like so, the magazine paper, give it a shake, and then you go right into the unfolding. And you get a very nice clean display on the front and the back of the magazine page that you are working with there. So that's very nice to see how open this is. Again, nothing you have to worry about holding out, really. Everything is self-contained, which is another really important note. So you can be very clean and open with the displays when you are performing this, okay? So that's a very important note. Let's see, over shoulder stuff, the unfolding. Obviously, again, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. We don't need to go into that. Customization. This is something I think a lot of people will appreciate, because look, when it comes to this as a whole, I like this. I wouldn't say more, but I like that now we have an option to do something like the torn and restored newspaper with something else. Because obviously, as things become more digital, as things become more modernized, newspapers are kind of going this way, and everybody else is going this way. So I like now that we can do this with something like a magazine. And if you're a mentalist or if you're just a magician that uses other magazine tricks, I know Odyssey from Chris Philpott was very popular. Glance is a great way to do a magazine, a book test with a magazine. So maybe you can incorporate some of these together. Think about that. It's a very cool thing. And also, just so you know, I'm looking at my notes here, that you can use this with any magazine page that's terrible. And I don't mean bad, but I mean like that you can tear, that you can rip, right? I mention that because some of the pages today could be a little more plasticky and not as easy to tear or to rip. So you can use other magazines for this, but they do say that thinner pages are more recommended, but you could use thicker pages, just know that. And as a matter of fact, one of the other really cool things with this is you could even use the cover of a magazine to perform Don't Blink with. So there's a whole lot you can do with this. And I do want to say that in the ad copy, it does say that I believe there's 20 or 25 refills included. You do not have to purchase refills after this. They wanted to give you enough of the materials, enough of the stuff supplied to allow you to go out and start using it and performing it right away. After that, you're able to make your own in whatever type of magazine that you want. But I did want to let you know that there's no extra refills that you're going to have to buy after this. Okay? I think it's always an important thing to note. So there we go. Another thing I saw, there was another question about this over on the Magic Cafe. Someone was asking about the portability of this. You know, like when you're performing, how easy is this to carry around? Because this would work great for a stand-up parlor stage performance. Give me a sec. It's too good not to take. But you can also do this walk around because the page does not have to be basically unfolded or opened up before you do it. You could take the packet and fold it up and place it into your jacket pocket on the inside or on the outside pockets that you have. So you could use this as well in more of a strolling situation if you wanted to do that for like a bigger group, right? So that's also a cool thing to note. Let me take a quick look again here. We're talking about the customization, the troubleshooting. He really goes into any of those things that you might think about when you're performing this, that what about this? What about that? Or what about this part of the trick? And he gives you ways to let you know that some of the things that you're going to find in the beginning, once you start performing this and working with it more, they will get broken in. And he talks about that in the troubleshooting section. So when you get this, some of the things you might just have to break in a little bit to get it to work as smooth as you're seeing in the trailer there. So that is another note there. But those are basically most of the details that I have for you when it comes to Don't Blink from Yvan Garmy. Again, a quick look at the visuals on this. If you like what you see, it's not going to break the bank either. If I'm not mistaken, this is only $30. $30 for this, and it is a steal. And we have it for you over at the All Things Magic shop, allthingsmagic.com, in stock now, ready to ship to you. So there you go again. One of my favorite parts is that visual restoration. And again, I'm not here to shit on the torn and restored newspaper because this was made classic, by Gene Anderson, a lot of other people over the years, Axel Hexglau with his Newsflash. But I like that now we're able to do it with something like a magazine, which people are a little bit more familiar with than newspapers, which people still know about, don't get me wrong. But, it's nice to kind of have another way to do that type of effect with something else now that people might recognize a little bit more. So there you go. You can get one more look here. Just how clean and open it is. And I think that's another thing I want to really accent is, and the reset too, I forgot to mention, the reset I think is like, I don't know, 15 seconds to do it again. Now, obviously you're going to have to use a different page to tear up because the page you tear up is not the same one every time. But all you really have to do is get rid of that one that you tore up, get the other one in place, and you're ready to do it again. So that might take 15 seconds to do total. But it's a very, very easy reset as well. You just have to get rid of those and put something else in there, okay? So that is Don't Blink, kind of in a nutshell. I like to do my best to keep reviews short and sweet because I know what people are looking for, I think. And a lot of the details I shared here hopefully are what you're looking for. And I'm going to show you the full uncut performance now of Don't Blink. But of course, along the way, if you have any other questions for me, drop them in the comments. We'll have the link in the comments as well for you if you want to pick this up And I'm going to just end the review on this. So enjoy this live, full uncut performance of Yvan Garmy performing his amazing Don't Blink. And we will catch you right here in the next magic review. See ya.
I'm going to show you a quick trick using just a page from a magazine. And we're going to tear it down the middle once. And down the middle a second time. Giving me 4 pieces, and once more, which gives me 8 pieces. And I want to watch closely because you can see all the torn edges across all the sides. And I'll try and line these up as nicely as possible. Okay, watch. 3, 2, 1. Just like that. All the pieces fuse back together, back into a single magazine.